The big blue ocean was full of wonders. Sunlight danced on the water, it made everything sparkle. Colorful coral reefs were like underwater cities. So many fish lived there, big fish and small fish. They swam all day long. The ocean was a busy, happy place. But not for everyone. Deep down where the water was a darker blue, lived a very big shark. His name was Finley. Finley was not like other sharks you might hear about in scary stories. Finley had rows and rows of pointy teeth. His skin was tough and gray. He was very, very big. When Finley swam by, smaller fish would dash away. They would hide in the coral. They would whisper, "Look out, it's the big shark." Finley heard them sometimes. It made his big shark heart feel a little bit sad. He wished they knew he was gentle. He wished they could see past his big teeth and his big size. He just wanted a friend. Finley wasn't a scary shark. He was a kind-hearted shark. Far away from Finley's quiet corner near a bright coral garden, lived a tiny fish. His name was Pip. Pip was a very small fish, but he had a big heart and an adventurous spirit. Pip was a very small fish, almost invisible among the vast ocean waves. He was bright orange with sparkly blue stripes that shimmered in the sunlight, making him look like a tiny jewel in the water. He loved to play games with his brothers and sisters, darting in and out of the coral and chasing each other through the seaweed. Their favorite game was hide and seek among the anemones, where they could blend in and disappear. Pip was very good at hiding, often finding the most clever spots where no one could find him. He could squeeze into the tiniest spots, making him the champion of hide and seek.
Today they were playing near the edge of the familiar reef, a place they usually felt very safe and sound. The water was clear, and the sun's rays danced on the ocean floor. Pip found an amazing hiding spot, one he had never discovered before. It was inside a big, swirly shell. He giggled to himself, thinking how clever he was. "They'll never find me here," he thought. He waited and waited, feeling proud of his hiding skills. He waited so long, he started to feel a bit sleepy. The gentle rocking of the ocean currents was like a lullaby. The gentle rocking of the ocean currents was like a lullaby, soothing him into a peaceful state. He closed his eyes for just a moment, thinking he would stay awake, but soon he drifted off to sleep.
When he woke up, he wiggled out of the shell. But something was wrong. The reef looked different, almost unfamiliar. His brothers and sisters were nowhere to be seen. The once familiar surroundings now seemed strange and eerie.
"Mama? Papa?" Pip called out. His little voice trembled, echoing in the vast emptiness. Only the quiet swish of the water answered him, making him feel even more alone. He swam a little way, hoping to find someone, anyone. Then a little way more, his heart pounding with each stroke. Everything looked strange and new. He was lost, and the vast ocean seemed even bigger and more intimidating.
Pip was so busy crying and looking for his family, he wasn't watching where he was going. Suddenly, he bumped right into something enormous, something very big and gray. Pip looked up and up and up. He saw a huge tail. He saw a huge fin. Then he saw a huge mouth full of very, very pointy teeth. It was Finley, the kind-hearted shark. But Pip didn't know Finley was kind. All Pip saw was a giant, scary shark.
Pip froze. His little heart beat like a tiny drum. He had heard stories about big sharks, scary stories. He wanted to swim away. He wanted to hide, but he was too scared to move. He squeezed his eyes shut. He waited for the worst.
Finley looked down. He saw the tiny, trembling fish. He saw Pip's bright orange color and his sparkly blue stripes. He also saw the fear in Pip's wide eyes. Finley's big heart felt a pang of sympathy.
"What's wrong?" Finley asked again, trying to smile without showing too many teeth. He knew his teeth could be alarming, and he didn't want to scare the little fish any more than it already was. He knew his teeth could be alarming, and he didn't want to scare the little fish any more than it already was.
Pip took a tiny, shaky breath. I'm lost," Pip whispered, his voice barely audible. "I'm lost," Pip whispered, his voice barely audible. "I can't find my family. I can't find my family. We were playing hide and seek, and I hid too well, and now I don't know where they are. We were playing hide and seek, and I hid too well, and now I don't know where they are. I don't know how to get back to the coral gardens where we live. I don't know how to get back to the coral gardens where we live. It's so far away from here. It's so far away from here. I don't know what to do.
Finley listened patiently. He understood what it felt like to be alone. He understood what it felt like to be alone. He knew the ocean could be a big, confusing place for a little fish. He knew the ocean could be a big, confusing place for a little fish. A warm feeling spread through him. A warm feeling spread through him. Maybe, just maybe, this was his chance. Maybe, just maybe, this was his chance. A chance to help someone. A chance to help someone. A chance to show that he wasn't scary. A chance to show that he wasn't scary. The coral gardens, you say? Finley mused.
The coral gardens, you say? Finley mused. I think I know the way. I think I know the way. It's a bit of a swim, but I can take you there. It's a bit of a swim, but I can take you there. I can help you find your family, little fish. I can help you find your family, little fish. Pip stared at the huge shark.
Pip stared at the huge shark. Could it be true? Could this giant creature really want to help him? Could it be true? Could this giant creature really want to help him? He had always been told to stay away from sharks, but Finley seemed different. He had always been told to stay away from sharks. But Finley seemed different. There was sincerity in his big eyes. And Pip was desperate. There was sincerity in his big eyes. And Pip was desperate. He needed to find his family. And maybe, just maybe, this shark could help him. So, Finley the shark and Pip the fish began their journey. They were excited but also a bit nervous about what lay ahead. Their first challenge was the Whispering Kelp Forest, a place known for its eerie beauty and mysterious ambiance. The kelp was very tall, towering above them like underwater skyscrapers. It grew all the way from the ocean floor to the sunlit surface, creating a dense green canopy. The long strands of kelp swayed back and forth in the current, moving rhythmically like dancers in a grand ballet. They looked like tall green ghosts dancing in the water, their movements both mesmerizing and a little spooky. The sunlight filtered through, making spooky shifting shadows on the sandy bottom, adding to the forest's mysterious aura.
I've never seen anything like it before, Pip said, his voice trembling slightly. It's a little bit scary, he admitted, his eyes wide with fear.
Pip swam close to Finley, seeking comfort in his friend's presence. He tried to be brave, but the forest's eerie atmosphere made it difficult. The kelp fronds brushed against him, their touch both gentle and unsettling. They tickled and sometimes startled him, making him jump in surprise. The shadows twisted and turned, creating an ever-changing landscape of light and dark. Pip imagined monsters hiding in the green gloom, his imagination running wild. He shivered, his sparkly blue stripes seeming to dim a little, reflecting his growing fear.
It's so dark in here, Finley, Pip said, his voice barely above a whisper. And the kelp keeps trying to grab me, he added, his voice tinged with panic. Are you sure this is the right way to the coral gardens? Pip asked, his uncertainty growing. It feels a bit spooky to me, he confessed, his voice shaking.
Finley saw Pip's fear. He understood, knowing that the kelp forest could be unsettling, even for bigger fish. The kelp forest could be unsettling, even for bigger fish, with its dark corners and whispering fronds.
Don't worry, Pip, Finley said gently. I'm right here with you, he reassured, swimming closely beside his friend. I won't let anything happen to you, he promised, his protective gaze never leaving Pip.
After the whispering kelp forest, their path led them to the crystal caves. These caves were amazing. The walls sparkled and shimmered, covered in beautiful glowing crystals. Light bounced off the crystals, making rainbows dance on the cave walls. Pip had never seen anything so pretty.
Wow, Finley! This place is like a treasure chest. It's so shiny and bright. I love all the colors here.
The crystal caves were beautiful, but they were also a maze. There were many tunnels. Some tunnels went up, some went down, and others twisted and turned. It was very easy to get lost. Finley, being so big, found it hard to swim through some of the narrower passages. He had to be very careful not to bump into the delicate crystal formations. He moved slowly, his large tail swishing with great caution, trying not to break anything precious.
This tunnel looks very tight, Finley. I don't think you can fit through there.
As they left the crystal caves, their path was blocked. A giant clam sat right in the middle of the way. He was the biggest clam Pip had ever seen. His shell was old and covered in barnacles. He looked very, very grumpy. The giant clam slowly opened one eye. He saw Finley and Pip.
No one passes here without my permission, and I am not in a giving mood today, not at all.
Finley spoke politely.
Excuse me, Mr. Clam. We are trying to get to the coral gardens. This little fish is lost, and I am helping him find his family. Could you please let us pass?
The giant clam harumphed again.
Pass? Why should I let you pass? The ocean is full of creatures wanting things. If you want to pass, you must answer my riddle. If you answer correctly, you may go. If not, you must turn back the way you came.
Pip gulped. A riddle. He wasn't very good at riddles. Finley looked thoughtful.
All right, Mr. Clam, we will try to answer your riddle.
Following the giant clam's directions and with the pearl of wisdom in their hearts, Finley and Pip swam on. Soon, they saw a beautiful glow in the distance. The water became warmer and clearer. Colorful fish darted everywhere. They had reached Rainbow Reef. It was even more vibrant than Pip remembered the coral gardens being. Corals of every color grew in fantastic shapes. Anemones swayed gently, and there, playing near a big purple anemone, were familiar orange fish with sparkly blue stripes. Pip cried out with joy. He zoomed ahead, his little fins a blur.
Mama, Papa, brothers, sisters!
Pip's family turned. They saw Pip. Their eyes grew wide with happiness and relief.
Pip! Our little Pip!
They all rushed towards him. They hugged him with their fins. There were so many happy squeaks and joyful tears. They had been so worried about him. They had searched everywhere they could think of. Pip's family listened to his story. They looked at Finley. They saw the kindness in his eyes that Pip had seen. They saw the gentle way he looked at Pip. Their fear melted away. Pip's mother swam towards Finley.
Thank you, Finley. Thank you for bringing our Pip back to us. We were so worried. You're a true friend.
Pip's father nodded in agreement.
We misjudged you, Finley. Please forgive us. You are welcome at Rainbow Reef anytime.
Other fish from Rainbow Reef had gathered around. They heard Pip's story. They saw Finley's gentle nature. They started to see that not all sharks were scary. Finley wasn't lonely anymore. He had Pip. He had Pip's family. He had new friends at Rainbow Reef. He felt a warmth in his heart that was brighter than all the crystals in the crystal caves. He smiled, a big happy shark smile that reached his kind eyes.